The next speaker is a leading Gambian historian, author, copyright expert, and cultural administrator. His earlier works on Gambian history include 2 books on the role of women in Gambian history, and the first full-length biography of P.S. Njai, the Gambian nationalist leader, titled Founding Father P.S. Njai, A Moral Biography, the Gambian National Museum publishing 2018. His articles have also appeared in leading history journals such as Journal of the International African Institute, SOAS Bulletin, and African Economic History Journal. He is currently Director General, National Center for Arts and Culture. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Hassoum Ceesay.
Good afternoon to the honorable ministers present, Your Excellency former Vice President, the Secretary to Cabinet, the Cabinet Secretary, the Chief of Staff, Secretary General Office of the President, senior civil servants, religious leaders. It's my pleasure to welcome all of you, civil society, the press. I want to start to say that the multi-party democracy is real because it dates to 1951. Therefore, we have seamlessly experienced 72 years of uninterrupted multi-party democracy. This illustrious record has served, we can see in its several characteristics: inclusion, regular multi-party free and fair elections, right to assembly, media rights, strict adherence to human rights-based foreign policy, and accountability. Now, I also should say in passing that it is to the credit of this democratic experience that so far we have had no leader who has attempted to truncate the lifespan of our parliament. Our parliaments, for example, have never been prorogued or dissolved before it was due. Indeed, from 2019 to 2022, His Excellency President Adam Barrow became a good example of an African leader who coexisted with what was a hostile parliament. Now, in the craft of history, we want to focus so that we are able to really go into detail. I just want to use the Coup Sambasanan attempted coup of 1981 as a case study to show that we have had a very, very strong, resilient, and very responsive democratic experience. On 30 July 1981, Coup Sambasanan led a band of rebels to attempt to overthrow the PP government. In the ensuing mayhem of 6 days, 1,000 Gambians died, dozens were raped. The Gambian Chamber of Commerce and Industry estimated that the loss due to looting of private businesses was $42 million, that is 1982 dollars. But what was outstanding about this calamity was the measured government response, which was dictated by our democratic credentials. For example, every attempt was made to ensure that rights were protected. Over the 1,100 people who were arrested for alleged involvement in the coup, 800 were released without legal recourse. Also, the names of all those arrested were published in the Gazette to ensure accountability and protection of basic rights. There was no missing prisoner. Of course, there were mass graves, but we had mass graves only because of the mass murder that the coup brought about. Now, there was a detainee review panel which was established 2 days after Sadawar arrived from Dakar to ensure that no one remained in detention if no hard evidence was gathered against them. Those who were tried were allowed legal representation, sometimes at cost to government. The government also allowed the Red Cross and the Amnesty International to visit all the detainees at the two prisons or at the Bakau depot or other detention centers spread throughout the country to ensure the rights of detainees were protected. There was no summary justice, there was no summary execution. The PP government ensured that every prisoner had their day in court. There were this was done through various court chambers presided by judges from Ghana, Sierra Leone, and Nigeria to hear the charges against the prisoners. The Commonwealth Law Society was brought in so as to ensure that the court proceedings were regularly monitored to ensure free and fair trials. Of the 27 death sentences given, none was executed, meaning nobody was hanged or sent to the firing squad. Indeed, by 1990, all those jailed for the coup attempt had been set free in amnesties. Of course, there was a state of emergency, but it did not hinder the work of the press, neither did it hinder political activity. Indeed, by April 1982, Gambians were again called to the polls in a fresh general election to elect their leaders in multi-party, free democratic elections. And the leader of the opposition, NCP, Sirif Mustafa Diba, contested the elections while on remand for treason charges at the Mali 2. This was, of course, another unthinkable democratic base in Africa of the 1980s. To ensure accountability, a looted items recovery panel was also created, led by Alaji Keba Conte, a former mayor of Banjul. The panel worked very hard to recover every looted goods back to their owners. All told, the handling of the Kobe Sambasanian coup ensured that there was no impunity, that there was accountability, and the rule of law was upheld and basic human rights protected. It was likely due to this measured manner that the Gambia handled the aftermath of this calamity, that it won the moral right to champion human rights in Africa, and the Gambia and Banjul became the capital of human rights in Africa and the Commonwealth. To further ensure accountability, the PPP government established a commissioner for external aid, who was appointed, a senior civil servant was appointed, to handle the $30 million that flooded the country in foreign aid to help us to get out of the calamity that this coup brought about. Our friends gave us over $30 million. In furtherance of this desire for accountability, which is a key facet of democracy, in 1983, an anti-corruption assets evaluation commission was established. Anti-corruption magistrates sent people to jail for graft. Cabinet ministers got arrested and tried for corruption. Like in all democracies, the Gambia fought corruption. The Coup Sambasanian coup attempt, paradoxically, continued, in fact, to strengthen our democratic gains. Like I said, elections followed in April 1982, and for the first time, Jawara asked for a quick constitutional review to allow Gambians to elect him directly. Also, the opposition leader, SM Diba, got nominated for these presidential elections and for his MP seat, whilst during time at the Mali 2 prisons, answering to charges of treason, for which he was acquitted in May 1982. Our political leaders over the past 58 years, whether they are opposition or elected, have embraced the rule of law. In 1960, the PPP went to court to contest elections it believed were stolen. In 1962, the UP went to court to contest elections it believed were stolen. As recently as 2021, to contest elections it believed were stolen. 30 years earlier, in 1992, 3 MPs lost their seats when a court ordered their elections as ineligible. Our political leaders, to their credit, believed in courts and not in riots and flames in the streets to settle election disputes. This is a pride of Gambian democracy. Furthermore, of the 14 coups, attempted coups, foil coups, coup plots that we have registered in this country since 1981, there has never been a single one in which a serving party leader has been found to have conspired or organized or funded. This is another credit to our political class. To conclude, our democracy therefore has done us good. It's a fount of hope. You cannot be hopeless in a multi-party democratic system like ours. because at least you have the hope you will have the possibility to elect your leaders. Our democracy has brought us international support after 1965 during the oil crisis of 73 and the Sahelian drought. Yet, when our friends broke basic universal human rights, we dumped them. That's why the Gambia severed diplomatic ties with Russia when it invaded Afghanistan in 1979. The Gambia boycotted the 1972 Olympic Games and the 1976 Olympic Games because these countries were supporting the apartheid regime in South Africa. Therefore, our democracy dictated an ethical foreign policy. Our democracy helped to win us respect throughout the world. It has protected us from probable Senegalese threats to our sovereignty in 1971 and in 1973. It has helped us to remain stable, to promote our tourism sector. We dare say that if we continue to wear our multi-party democratic system, it will continue to assure us of a republic that is strong and steady.